So hello, Team Thrive. So glad to gather our team together. Thanks for showing up. I actually on short notice, but I was just so excited when we still had 5 days left in the month. Sharing about program, sharing this amazing gift of the $90.60 off that the company did, and it ends on Sunday. I would say that is a for sure thing. So if you have people you want to reach out to, we're going to talk about some ways to do that in the next 30 minutes. I'm really hoping to keep the content part to about 20 minutes, and then we'll do a little bit of Q&A. So first
Hey,
of all,
can we mute Sally? All I
no.
get is Sally. I don't get Debbie.
Okay.
Oh, I'm sorry, Bill.
Sally, and Christy's quiet. Maybe Christy could mute. Double check everybody that you muted there. Thanks, Billy. I was just going to ask if we could mute, and he beat me to it. Perfect. Nobody else in the waiting room. So first of all, I just love starting out, even though it's the end of our day, with just feeling happy and grateful for so many things. I'm so grateful that over the course of the last few years of me coaching, I've met all of you. Most of you I didn't know before, and brought us together as a team, and we're just changing so many lives. I think there's a good chance this month that we will have the largest group qualifying volume that we've ever had, which that would be pretty outrageously amazing because it's actually been down a little bit like the last quite a few months. So we've been having some really great growth because of people like you guys. So that's really great. So we want to talk tonight a little bit about what are some more ways you can dig a little bit deeper. There's many buckets of people that you want to be able to reach out to. Who wants to just popcorn style pop off and share what are some of the buckets of ways, and who are some of the buckets of people that we can reach out to? Does that make sense? Do you know what my question is there?
So I just want to say that 2 of mine are referrals.
Okay, great. So referrals, are we working referrals? We're going to talk about some really great suggestions on that tonight. Good. So we have referrals we can still reach out to. How about those no orders for 365 days? They can get that $90.60 off. That is amazing. We are having, even though we're having good client growth, I wish there was a way to count how many people were restarting because we're having a lot of restarts. Raise your hand if you're having some restarts. Yeah, that's really awesome. Great. What else is there? There's some really obvious ones. People we've done health assessments with that are sitting on the fence. People that are on our hundreds list that we haven't even had a direct conversation with. You know, like what is a way we can send a message to them and see if they're even interested in talking, or if they know somebody that would be interested. Okay. And not to mention the people between 365 and brand new, you know, people that just haven't ordered in a while. It's great. Okay. So with that, what we're going to do today is see if we can do this kind of really casual family style, do it Q&A. And I have asked Jeanette and Christy and Carla to all come prepared to just share a few suggestions. Last month, we had several coaches that brought on 10 new clients in 1 month, and that's no small achievement. And it also creates a lot of work this month because the way we get those recurring orders, those second orders, is how? By killing it with our coaching, launching those people really well, having them fall in love with program, love connecting with you as their coach, and enjoying their results. So it's really how we're coaching right now is actually just as important as recruiting new clients. It's a lot easier to keep our current people going than always have to go find new ones. We want to build that snowball. Okay. So I have a couple suggestions, but I think these other ladies are going to bring them all up. So I'm going to just start. I'd like to kick off with Jeanette. Could you give us a few pointers on things that you feel really helped you get great results last month and this month with bringing on new clients? Yeah. Okay, are you muted? I can't hear you. Uh-oh.
These out, maybe that's fine.
Yeah, we gotcha.
Can you hear me now? Okay.
Hear you now.
Well, as I thought through this, I think that there were a couple things that stuck out. Probably the biggest tip that I have, and something that I've continued to do in my coaching, is to share my personal story on Facebook often. And I would encourage you guys to do that. And it doesn't mean that you always have to share a before and after or that, you have to share your whole story. But whatever your story is, your friends are watching you. They're watching you. They're watching you live out loud and share your life with them. And so really, I share my story up to one time a week at the most, and then a couple times a month at the minimum. And it doesn't have to be the whole story, just something about weight loss or something about a non-skill victory, like having energy or fitting into clothes that I like, working on my mental health and well-being, and sharing those pieces of my story. I've had a lot of people watching my story in person that have also got to watch it on Facebook. And I would say 75% of my clients come from Facebook. They watch me in real life, but then they're really watching what's happening on Facebook. And a lot of times those posts, they don't get comments or likes or shares or anything like that, but people are watching. They are. And also part of my story is anytime I do share a before and after of somebody else, I connect it back to my story. Like I can relate to this person because I was like them. Or I am like them, or I do struggle with those things, but because of the simplicity of our program, I don't have to anymore. Things like that. I think that the biggest thing is your friends want to see you, especially now where we're not seeing each other in person. They want to know what's going on with you. Sharing live about something going on with your life has been really, really cool with your story. It can be really scary. And, part of my story is I was pretty judgy with health coaches before I became a client. I actually unfollowed some friends because they were coaching and they kind of annoyed me. And in the end, guess what? I'm one of those people now, because people shared and I got to see what was going on with their life. I think that's the big thing, is just share it. And honestly, it can be really scary to put yourself out there, and some people won't get it. I didn't get it when my friends that were health coaches, 7 to 10 years ago were sharing stuff on Facebook about their transformation story. I didn't get it until I was ready. And we want the people that are ready and the people that will raise their hand and reach out. So you're not responsible for how people perceive you and how they judge you and where they go with their drama or emotions. You're only responsible for adding value and sharing authentically. So that's kind of my tip. Debbie, did I miss anything?
That's awesome. Well, I just have a couple of little follow-up questions. So why do you now not care? I mean, it's not that we don't care, but if somebody unfollows you or something,
Yeah.
how do you process that? Have any of the others of you had that happen where somebody quit following you? I mean,
I know for me that I was in a negative space, that I was not in the right, like it was my own issue, not that coach's issue. And so, so for me, I'm good friends with these coaches now that I unfollowed. One of them's Jay McKinney, and I've told them this part of the story, but I wasn't ready, and I was jealous because I wanted what they had, but I wasn't willing to take the steps. So that kind of ickiness in me, I'm not going to take responsibility for that in other people.
Oh, that's awesome. And you know what you said earlier is the main way you are reaching people, and having people watch your message and see your message over the course of time to where they're finally willing to raise their hand is because you are willing to share your message. And I think it's Dan Bell, isn't it? Dan, well, many of the coaches have said, do they pay your bills?
Yeah.
Are they the ones that give you that sense of achievement because you're helping people and you're serving people and changing lives? If we turn off that Facebook connection, we would serve so many fewer people and change so many fewer lives. One other question that I thought you might be able to clarify for people.
Sure.
When you share other people's stories.
Yes.
Obviously, you know how to share your own story, and you do share, like every week there's something you know, even if it's just gratitude that she's sharing, you know, just joy is attractive to people. Where do you find stories?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So I have friends that are health coaches, and I ask them permission to share their story. But most of the time I go on Transformation Stories to Share. It's a Facebook group that you guys are all invited to be a part of. It is for coaches. It is for us to go in and read people's stories. All the pictures and stories have gone through compliance. And we have liberty to share those. And sometimes it's a quick copy and paste. Sometimes it's, you know, modifying the message to what I'm trying to share about that day. And again, I always add a comment extra with, you know, today, it's so cool that we get to celebrate clients like this. And, all of those people have given permission to share. And so just copying and pasting, not tagging anybody in it or anything like that.
So can you guys put a 1 in the comments if you know how to find transformation stories to share? I just want to make sure that we're not taking for granted. So put it in the chat at the bottom. It's also good practice for us to do this. If you know where to find it, or put it 2 if you'd like some help. And then we'll make a note. We'll watch that and see if there's some people that need help finding transformation stories to share. Good. 111. Lots of good ones in there. Oh, that's awesome, you guys. It's really a wonderful site. Okay, good. Jeanette, thanks so much. And congratulations on just really building a strong business, adding coaches and new clients like every month. It's really fun to watch you and partner with you. Thanks.
Thank you.
Let's move on over to Carla. I think Carla's not a stranger to any of us. She's been around for a while and does a really great job leading her team, which I think is creating some really strong growth in our team. But Carla, how many new, when we did the Forward in Health last month, how many counts did you have towards that?
10.
10
Yeah.
clients and reactivating clients. Is that fabulous?
Yeah.
Before you share what you were going to share about how you found these clients and got them to come on board, I'd like to ask you, what do you do with people that were a client and they've gone off program, real life has happened, maybe they even hit their goal and they went off and in a really good space, and they come and they restart. How do you restart people?
I ask them how they want to restart, but I treat them, I ask to treat them like a new client. So the people who I just had come on, I treat them like a new client. I just said, hey, programs changed a lot. Let's just start this over like we're brand new. And we go from there. And they were all pretty excited to do it. All but one. One was like, you know what, I'm just going to do it on my own. And so that was okay too. That's,
So you send the daily text messages and the videos. Yeah. So do I. It's really helpful, I think. Again, if they haven't done it in a year or two, they probably haven't even seen our new text series and our videos.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Carla, can you share a couple tips with us?
Yeah. So, I feel like I had really gone through all my buckets last month. I'd really, combed through my clients and past clients. And so I really needed a new source to pull new clients from, was where I was focusing more attention. And I've had a lot of good share calls come out from the 2 tips that I'm going to give you today. And so one is I've really been asking people for referrals. So it's one thing just say, hey, we give a referral credit for $25. I haven't been doing that, but what I've been doing is letting my clients see that they have the opportunity to give a gift. And so I've just been saying, when somebody gets started, or even early on through the process, hey, is there anyone who you want to do this program with? Is there anybody who's been really heavy on your heart? And they're like, they kind of think about it, and you let them have that pause. If there's a pause, like, don't get like nervous and talk through it. Get that pregnant pause and just like shut your mouth. And if they come up with a name or whatnot, or maybe they're like, oh, I don't know. And then I say, if they have a name, or if they just say, I don't know, I say, you know what? We have this $90 to give away, and it goes away in June. Like, it goes away May 31st. So you get to give them $90 off the program that they may start in June anyway, or they're going to see you down the line. So it's just an opportunity for you to share that. And I always give $25 for referral credit. But I have had lots of names dropped where, referrals, and I always tell them, it doesn't matter if they become a client or not. It's really just about sharing and offering them hope. So that's been a game changer. And then the second thing that I've been doing, that Rhonda started doing, and she got it from another coach, and so I'm just really implementing this, is my new clients, or even if you have clients that have been on program a while and they haven't shared their story. So ask if you can share their story. I've been skipping that for a while because I thought, oh, they wouldn't want to, right? My own concepts. And so I've just been in the first week, just saying, hey, you know what? You have such awesome progress and you're inspiring so many people. Would you be open to just sharing a cute picture of you now? It can just be a facial picture or a full body. It doesn't have to be, either one. And just sharing what you're loving about program. And if they say, well, I'll write something and you can share it, then I will ask them, I'll say, cute, send me a good picture and send me something that you want to say about your journey so far. And then I will go and post that on my page and tag them in it. And it gets so many more likes and from my people who see it. And I obviously make that public so her people see it. But my real goal is to have them post that. And when they post it, a lot more people will see that as well. So everyone I've asked has done it. Everyone. So I was doing it wrong before, and I'm just coming at it from a really empathetic way. It's not a before and after, so they don't feel like overly, put out there. And I had a lot of interaction and share calls come from those two changes.
That is fantastic. So where I posted this Zoom call in our Team Thrive page, at the beginning of it, where I'm inviting you guys to come onto the call, I actually put Rhonda's, the link to Rhonda's training, or not even training, she's just explaining it. I guess it's
it's like 5 minutes.
Yeah, super, super quick. And it's also tagged in announcements at the top of Team Thrive. I highly recommend you listen to that. Take that and combine it with what Carla just said. I mean, Carla is also a master at helping people behind the scenes comment. And how, if she has a new coach that puts up a post and people start responding to it, she doesn't let them just take care of it. She leaves nothing to chance. She texts, I see it because I'm in her support threads, and she'll send them like, hey, so-and-so said such and such, say, yay, thanks so much, I'll message you. If you can get those words in there, I'll message you, it opens the floodgate. It's like it gives the other people permission to be bold enough to say, wait, I really want to know too. And and then when they go to Messenger, it's like, well, then her new coaches are like, well, now what do I say? She writes it. She'll just cut and paste this. This is all we're doing. And so I'm going to guess when you do this on the client's page, you are interacting with those reactions. Is that correct?
Yes.
Comment.
Yes. Yeah. So you're reacting with, thank you. You're reacting with their interactions and saying, hey, thanks for supporting her on her journey. She's doing awesome. And then that way you're just kind of opening the door. Hey, she's doing a great job. I'm so thankful you supported her. And that way they can reach out to you directly because they've got that. You've shook their hand. You've been at a party and you've just kind of shook their hand.
Yep. Great.
Yeah.
That's really a new little extra tool for us. That was that way before. That was really helpful. Thanks, Carla.
Yeah.
Good. Okay, Christy Morfitt. I always feel like I need to give Christy a little extra kudo. Christy, like Jeanette, when she started out, Christy works a full-time job, and she is, in the thick of it right now, working in a medical office. And so thank you for showing up and doing that and taking care of so many people and, putting your own self at risk. So thanks for that. But she works a really, really intense job and runs a very high front line, sometimes the highest on our whole team. So nobody better than Miss Christy to also share a couple tips.
All right. So my tips, we were talking to Debbie about it yesterday, and what we came up with is things that I do on a daily basis that might help you guys. So one of the things that I do every single day, and I literally don't miss a day, is posting. So posting on Facebook, and I know Jeanette talked about this already, but I do a quote every day, first thing in the morning. And so I actually set times when I'm not at work to act. So first thing when I get up in the morning is I come downstairs and I have my coffee with my fueling in there, and it's so good. And I get on my phone and I actually find a quote for the day, and I put that quote in there, and then I try to add to my stories first thing in the morning, because if I don't, I usually forget to add to my stories because they go away after 24 hours. So that's something I try to do every morning also. And then in the middle of the day, during most of the times during my lunchtime, I'll do something about program, either a before and after picture. And I need to do what Jeanette said. So I wrote that down, because I don't post a lot about my story, which I should, because my story is, it was pretty massive. I lost 90 pounds. So, I have a huge story to tell, but I don't share it very often. I don't know why, but I'm going to take that up. So, but yeah, or a recipe that I find, and I'll pop that in there in the middle of the day. And then my last post is usually always family oriented, something that we're doing, the dog, because I have like an enormous dog and he's a big part of our family. But yeah, you always want to put something personal in there, because that's what people are looking for. They're looking to see what you're doing. They're interested in what you're doing and how you're living your life. And trying with the family part of it is to try to include something healthy about what we're doing. Like if we went out on a walk, something like that. Mm-hmm. The other thing that my tip is messaging. I actually used my clients that hadn't ordered in a year, and I sent them a message through Messenger. And it was a pre-done text message that Debbie did post in Team Thrive. So it is in there. But there's also a message for 365. So patients. See, now I'm going back to doctor's office. Going back to clients that haven't ordered in 365 days, going to clients that are not yet clients, and going to your hundreds list of just people that have been on your heart for a really long time. So I actually contacted each and every one of those different people that I had on my list. So that was a huge part of my last month's success. And then the last thing Debbie asked me to talk about is, so all of my clients, even if they are not ordering or if they're past clients, I keep a list of them each and every month. I try to keep it my clients, my go-to client or my active clients on the beginning part of the list. And then I go to my people that haven't ordered in a while. And then I go to people that actually have not or have dropped off the program altogether. But I actually keep that list with me. And every Tuesday, I send a personal text message to each and every one of them, just of a quote that I find. I find a lot of my quotes on bing.com. So if that helps, it's just a site. You type in whatever you want, any topic, inspirational quotes, anything you can think of, and you click on, I click on the images part, and so it just shows a whole bunch of different quotes on my phone, and I find one that I feel might benefit quite a few of my clients that time, and I do it every Tuesday. And all I do is I put weekly quote, and then I put the weekly quote in there, and then right below that I said, I hope you have a great day. Please reach out if you need anything. And that's all I say. And I'm not expecting them to text me back. I don't ever ask them to text me back. but if they need anything, that's why I said, please reach out if you feel that you need anything. I want them to know that I'm still there and that I'm still thinking about them. So that helped me a lot last month because I think I restarted, I believe, don't quote me on this, but I think I restarted 4 people last month and I had 11 new clients. And so and then I actually restarted someone else just yesterday. She, out of the blue, she hadn't ordered since 2018. And then out of the blue, she just contacted me. So by keeping in contact with these people that kind of fall off the wagon, just letting them know that you're still there, that's a huge, huge part. So I don't know. Do you want me to say anything else, Debbie? I don't know if I forgot something. You're on mute.
And people talking in the background. No, you covered it really thoroughly, but I love that idea. I try to, do you have your list right there? Can you actually show people your?
Yes, sorry, I do. Hold on.
You guys, when we talk about lists, these are real things. We're not just making it up.
So I just use the contact list, and you can get that in Coach Answers. It's in there. All you have to do type in contact list and it'll pop up and you can print it out. So I just keep a huge list, and my highlighting is another thing that I do because I have to keep really organized. So, and if I don't, that's why I have different color highlighters. But yeah, I keep my list handy with me, and I actually carry it around with me every day because I carry around a daily planner, so to keep myself organized. So, but yeah, that's.
And Chrissy said she rewrites it every month. So she writes out, like who her new clients are, and then people that are ordering regularly, and then the people that haven't ordered, she still writes them down. So yeah, I bet that really helps you keep them in the front of your mind. I keep them in a book, but I bet if I rewrote them each month, I'd be even more tuned in. That's
yeah, and it does help because then I'm like, oh gosh, I really haven't talked to this person, or they haven't reached out to me. Maybe I'll actually give them a phone call. So I'll maybe give them a phone call and say, hey, I haven't. And most of the times, of course, you're going to get a message machine. They're not going to answer the phone. A lot of them, well, that's, I guess with me, a lot of my past clients that aren't ordering anymore won't answer a call. So I do leave them a message that just say, hey, I'm just thinking about you. Hope everything is good. Let me know if you need anything. So just doing it that way too. So if you haven't touched base in a long time.
I have people tell me too that, thanks for not forgetting about me. Thanks for not giving up on me. Mm-hmm. We can get in our own head that we're bugging people, but that really depends on where's your heart in this? Are you concerned about them? Are you wishing them well? Are you excited when they restart up and they get going towards their goals again? Yeah, we really are, right? So that is really great. And the way we message people now is really important. Emails are, I think it's tough to get people to read their emails. It's just kind of the mass communication piece, it seems like, anymore. Texting people is pretty great. How many of you have had a company lead in the last 3 months? I actually had one come in last month. Okay. So sometimes they can be hard to get a hold of, but I'll give you a couple tips because I'm getting better at it. I'm realizing it's not just that they don't really want to talk to anybody. A lot of times it was how I was doing it. You need to be really persistent, and the sooner you can get them the message, the better. It's like they're knocking on your door. When you get that email from the company, it's like they're knocking on the door. Are you going to answer it or not? So I try to get right back to them. And I text them, I email them, and I call them. And if I don't get an answer, then I will text them again. And just something friendly, it's no big deal. And I always use their name. So they know it's not a spammy one because they don't know who I am. And I introduce myself as, I'm Coach Debbie with Optavia. They asked me to contact you, and then, do my message from there. If I still don't get an answer, which I don't always, so then my next tactic is to leave a voice memo. And you can't do that if they don't have an iPhone, but if they have an iPhone and I can leave them a little friendly message, high energy, do your jumping jacks first so that you don't sound like you just woke up. Just like, hey, just love to connect with you. I want to hear your goals. I'd love to share with you about our awesome program and see if it's a great fit for you. Because just like with any reaching out that we do, or our Facebook posts, our backside messenger conversations with people, it's all about what? Getting them on the phone. I need to get them on the phone. I have to be able to, I don't want to text them back and forth and go through that. But I find they're really responsive to that. The gal last month, his name was Jill, and she didn't answer me. And it was probably 4 days later, I left a voicemail or a voice memo in the texting box. Do you guys all know what I mean by that? A little voice text, yeah. And she answered back and she goes, okay, I have to tell you, I know you've sent me all kinds of messages, but I don't like to read them. And when I do, if I don't get right back to it, I forget about it. She goes, when you sent me that voice message and you sounded friendly and there was no pressure there, she goes, that's why I'm calling you. So anyway, then I kind of lost track of her a little bit. And I'm not lost track of her, but she, I did a share. I did a full on share with her. She thought maybe her husband wanted to do it also, and then I didn't hear back for a few days. So I kept sending her little motivational things or a little bit more information. And okay, then she said, okay, I do want to do this. I'm ready. So we missed connections, and she didn't do it right then, but I just stuck with it and sent her another message. She goes, hey, I said, hey, is today a good day? I have some time after 3 o'clock. Didn't hear from her. Well, anyway, I sent her a voice memo again, knowing that she responded to that before. She still didn't answer me. And I knew she knew it went to the end of the month, and I wasn't going to say something every day. So I waited till after Memorial Day weekend. And this time I just did it tongue in cheek. I did a little video. I said, okay, since I know you liked hearing my voice, now you're going to have to look at my smiling face. I'm here for you. Let's do this. She called me right back and she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. And she goes, I just got busy and I do want to do this. And she moved forward with it. So anything we can do to break down barriers, get people to the telephone. I have never had a person say yes to me in a texting thing back and forth. I had another guy that responded to one of the Facebook posts I put up yesterday, and I said I'd message him, and I went around and on the side and I sent him a message, and I think he doesn't know what program is. I think he thinks that I'm going to meal prep for him and he's going to just pay me to coach, and that's not what it is. But I didn't address any of his concerns in there. I didn't tell him, no, I'm not what you're looking for, because I think I am. I know I have the answer for what he needs. I just like, can we talk tomorrow? Hop on a phone call for about 20 minutes. I want to hear your goals. I'll let you know all about my program and see if it's a great fit for you or not. And it's just very no pressure, non-threatening, and I find people are pretty darn willing to hop on and talk. Okay. So anyway, you guys, if there's any questions, we could have a few minutes for questions, but I want to wrap up with something that's a common thread that you heard with each of the 3 gals that shared today. Is what you post on Facebook is really, really very important. You want to be somebody that shows hope and has fun, life's good, and people are like, man, I wish I had a life like that. They start to follow you. They're watching, they're interested in what you're doing. And you don't want to be like rosy glow and fake. It needs to be authentic. And Christy, I'll catch you in just a second, okay? You need to be really authentic. And one of the things I'm going to tell you, I hear all the time from coaches when they have a hard time doing that, it's usually because they themselves are not utilizing program in some way, or they themselves have fallen off track and they gained a few pounds and they're being super hard on themselves. It's really vital that we aren't a salesperson. We're really sharing something we believe in. We're sharing a lifestyle that's part of us. I'm looking across here. I believe every one of you that's on this call right now, you're all clients, right? You still have a personal coach yourself. You have a personal order every month. And that is just really vital. It's a lot easier to be authentic when we're really doing the do ourselves. Plus, why would we not? That's the best part of the program, is the personal benefits of it, right? Okay. Christy, did you have something you wanted to add there?
Sorry, I had a question. So I wanted to know if any of the other coaches used Instagram to post. Kim, can you tell me not how, but because I know how to post on there, but do you get a lot of response on there?
Honestly, I've just started using it more consistently recently. And a lot of times I do the same or similar posts on there of what I'm doing on Facebook or pieces of it. I haven't tried using any of the video yet, but I've watched a lot of the other coaches that are on there that are doing that. So I haven't tried that piece yet, although I haven't been brave enough even to do that on Facebook yet. But that's something I got to work on. But really just using the same and similar things. So more what I'm seeing right now is just getting responses of people liking it or things like that. But I think it's too new for me to know yet, like if it's going to come to fruition in terms of seeing some people connecting with me. I know there are some other coaches that use it and do connect with a lot of people on there. Some other, well-known coaches that are doing a lot of that.
Okay.
But I am trying to be more consistent with it to see, because I do know that there are some people that I know that are on there that don't really go on Facebook as much as they do on Instagram. And so I'm really trying to work both of those right now.
Yeah, and see, that's where I was coming from, is because I actually know quite a few people that are not on Facebook, but they are on Instagram, but they don't want to go over into Facebook. They only want to stay with Instagram. So I post very little on there, and it's usually personal, and I haven't really reached out Instagram wise with my Optavia stuff. And so I thought maybe I would ask a few other people what they thought.
Yeah, I started sharing my story on there. So that's kind of where I'm
Okay.
at right now.
Okay.
Hey, Christy.
Yeah.
So my two sons, they only use Instagram. And my youngest son, who's actually is hopefully going to become a health coach. The thing about Instagram is you post on Instagram and you can send it to Facebook. Doesn't go
Okay.
the other way around. So I was like, you cover both bases with one post. This is what he tells me.
Okay.
So, yeah. So cool. I mean, you can post on Instagram and it'll go over to your
Over
Facebook
to
stories.
Facebook. Okay.
So, you
Will
know,
it go just to the stories, or will it go to your timeline?
I think it just goes to stories, which kind of makes sense, because stories
Okay.
are more like Instagram.
Okay.
So one thing I would add on that also, you guys, Kim mentioned, when people liking it and that kind of thing, going back and seeing who's liking and who's watching your stories, that kind of thing. One of the things that I've started doing that's been very helpful the last 3 months or so is literally going and messaging some of those people that I really haven't done a share with. They've never really said, I need this, or tell me more about this, but they're following everything. I go into their messenger and I've done that a lot this month with the special, and just said, hey, thanks so much for liking my post. That just really encourages other people to move forward in their health. Also, I have this special that's just amazing gift from the company this month of $90.60 off. Do you or anybody you know, are you or anybody that you know someone that could maybe benefit from this? I would love to chat with people and share it. It's so amazing. So just thanking them for liking. Some people are just not going to talk to you, but they maybe will if you get them on a messenger and do that. Does that make sense? Yep. Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Ask for clarification. While you think about that a second, Christy, okay, you all, I hope, saw in Team Thrive where I said, let's finish strong. So I want to ask you to think for just a second. Where do you want to finish this month? What does your business need for you to still finish strong? I have sent messages to a couple of you. Kim's nodding her head. She's this far from a goal this month. So, try to utilize these things. If you're really clear what your gap is, what your goal is, don't stop and just say, oh, I missed it. See if you can finish it. Ask for help. Go look at what some of the other coaches are doing and adapt some of the posts that they're doing that you relate to onto your page as well, you guys. So, just keep working towards that. But then in that graphic that said finish strong, underneath that, Christy, will you please put in there, once again, we posted it several times, I know, but would you post in there those messenger thread comments for the inactive 365s, the people sitting on the fence that you've done health assessments with? There's like 4 groups. If you'll put those right in there, if you guys want to use those, we're gonna make it super easy for you to find them. And also, Christy, the letter on the 365 no orders, Could you put that in there also for people for clarification? We already have the Rhonda Lauritsen video in the top of the post. Is there anything else you guys are having trouble finding? Do you know how to place the 365 no order? There's a video that is so awesome. When I had restarting clients, I haven't even been doing their orders. I've been sending them the video and they've been killing it. They've been doing great with it. Okay, any other questions?
I just wanted to mention something. My post tomorrow is going to be something like this. The last 2 people I signed up, they literally said the same thing. They're like, I've just got to do something. Like, so they're watching. They see that I'm doing something, and they see that it's getting good results. And it's like, I'm like, one guy, like, he's diabetic, he has got all these things. He's like, I've got a lot of great reasons to do this and not many to not. So I signed him up.
That's
so
awesome. Jeanette,
it's that time of year. Got to do something.
Jeanette, can you share with them what you do? Jeanette has a lot of people that have small tune-ups, or they're just kind of not so sure they want to do it. What do you say to those people?
What do you have to lose to try it for a month? Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you have to lose?
Besides weight and feeling better,
Yeah.
If they'll give it a try for a month, for some people that will get them to their goal, and then we need to talk transition. But for a lot of people, they're like, yeah, what is the risk of doing it for a month? And then we have a chance to coach them really well, and they'll get great results, and they'll see the value in the program. Okay. All right. Well, let's see. I'm borrowing that, Sally. Okay, great. Thanks for the comment in there. So you guys, if there aren't any other questions, I'm going to go ahead and sign us out. But you guys take a look at where do you want to finish this month? Who else can you reach out to and share this gift to? I don't have any straight line to the company, but I absolutely believe it's ending on Sunday. And that's how I'm working with a lot of intentionality in these last 5 days to see who else is out there that I can help. Who else can I support right now? Okay. So thank you all. I hope you found some value in this. And thank you so much for carving out some time and hopping on tonight from across the city and across to Washington and over into Idaho. Really appreciate y'all. Okay. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.